we are going to inaugurate the ad hoc committee that we set up last week to look into the security situation that our country is facing. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone that is to join the chairman of the ad hoc committee. The Senate last week set up this ad hoc committee on Nigerian security challenges, the urgent need to restructure, review, and reorganize the current security architecture for the seriousness it accorded to the assignment by the Senate. This position was to show the importance that the Senate and indeed the legislature at the national level places on our national security. And we recall that the Senate exhaustively discussed the security situation last Wednesday, a day after we resumed from our annual recess. The Constitution guarantees protection of the life and property of every Nigerian, and the government's commitment to uphold same is not in doubt nor in question. It is well known that security sector governance aims at elaborating rules that set standards for states and human security by applying the principle of good governance to the security sector. This makes security provision, oversight, and management more effective and more accountable within the framework of democratic civilian control. It means that institutions fulfill their respective roles and responsibilities to a high professional standard based on good security sector governance standard and best practices as done all over the world. Certain fundamental principles must be adhered to in order to ensure that the provision of security is underpinned by democratic values. The legislature also further seeks a security sector reform that will transform the security sector and assign roles and responsibilities in a manner that is consistent with democratic norms and the principles of good governance. These principles include respect for the rule of law, transparency, accountability, and public trust. Our country must initiate the process to formulate or reorientate the policies, structures, and capacities of institutions and groups engaged in the security sector in order to make them more effective, more efficient, accountable, and responsive to democratic control and to the security and justice needs of our people. We must recognize the interrelationships between the qualities of security sector governance within the context of sustainable development, as no nation can develop in an environment of perverse insecurity. All hands must be on deck to contribute towards ensuring good security sector governance that will promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. I therefore call on the members of the ad hoc committee to be rigorous in this assignment in order to deepen the understanding of the nature of the security challenges and also have a realistic assessment of the problems and proffer workable solutions. I will also advise that the committee should also obtain the report of the ad hoc committee on review of the security architecture that the last Senate set up. Let me also take this opportunity to mention that everyone on this committee has one experience or the other to bring to bear on the assignment. It is our belief in the Senate that this committee will come up with very good suggestions, recommendations that will later forward to the executive arm of government and follow through in the implementation. Our country needs us today to take every possible action to ensure that we protect the lives and property of our people. The security challenges are deep, and therefore we need very profound steps. We should not shy away from expenditures as far as the protection of lives and the properties of Nigerian citizens are concerned. Where we feel we must improve the funding of our security agencies, we should do so. Nothing places and sustains legitimacy of any government than the protections of life and property of citizens. So this work is so important to us in the legislature, and I believe that at the end of the day, we will make such decisions that are consequential, decisions that will produce the desired outcomes. We cannot resolve the issues alone, of course. We have to work with the executive arm of government, but at the risk of speaking for the executive, from our meeting with Mr. President yesterday, we are on the same page. The executive is also prepared to ensure that the security situation in this country is improved and life is protected. Today, Nigeria loses lives on almost daily basis. Kidnappings and the activities of bandits have characterized our lives. This is not acceptable. And as representatives of the people, the least we can do is to do what we are trying to do. And whatever we resolve, it should be our desire, it should be our collective responsibility to ensure that we are able to have the roadmap properly implemented. With this comments, I hereby inaugurate this committee, and I want to wish this committee the guidance of the Almighty God, and I will urge those who are supposed to work with this committee, the security agencies, that they are under every possible obligation to cooperate, give all the necessary information that is required, because the role we are trying to play is to be a clinic to the security situation. And until you are able to tell your doctor, your medical doctor, your ailment, the prescription could go the wrong way. So please, we don't want a situation where security agencies will hoard information away from us. We are serving the same people, and what we are trying to do is to support our security agencies to function optimally. Thank you very much. May God bless all of us.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Next on the program.
Welcome the Senate President and his deputy to this inaugural meeting. I also, on behalf of the committee, wish to express our gratitude to the leadership of the National Assembly, and also the distinguished members of the Nigerian Senate for finding us worthy to be appointed to serve on this very, very important committee. On my part, I would like to assure the President of the Senate, his deputy, our colleagues in the Senate, that we shall do whatever is necessary, because we accept the appointment they have given us as a vote of confidence in our capacity and ability to do what is needed and what is required to make Nigerians safer and secure. Given the complexity and enormity of the assignment that has been thrust on our shoulders, we want to assure Nigerians that the membership of this committee has been selected on the basis of the capacity of individual members and also on the knowledge and experience and the dexterity that they have shown not only as legislators but also in the various colleagues that they had before they joined the National Assembly. Mr. President, all I would need to say is that we are not going to fail, and we also want to earn your confidence that you have reposed in us. We will do whatever is necessary within the shortest possible period of time to look into the security architecture by engaging all the national security establishments in this country, so that we can be able to try to understand and come to grips with the realities of our security challenges. We are not just coming out with platitudes or with just ordinary recommendations. We are coming out with actionable recommendations that will help the leadership of the National Assembly engage the executive arm of government so that solutions can be found to the challenges that face the security, the unity, and the safety of this country. In this regard, sir, I would like to, on my part, hope that the rich experience or experiences that the members of this committee come into with this committee will be utilized to help all of us come to grips with the issues at stake without fear or favor, so that we can come out with recommendations and actionable structure and restructure review of the institutions, so that we can now recommend a workable security arrangement that can serve the needs of this country now and in the future. I thank you, Mr. President, for giving us this opportunity, and I thank my colleagues and all the ladies and gentlemen who assembled here, including gentlemen of the press, for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. There's going to be another meeting, a second meeting for members of the adhoc committee. Members of the committee, please stay behind.